What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here for another episode of Player Ratings. Tottenham beat Sheffield United by 4-0 last night, with Gareth Bell bagging a hat-trick and Heung-min Son grabbing the other one as well. And let's get straight into it, because it's great to get off and talk about a 4-0 win in the Player Ratings, albeit against a very poor Sheffield United side. But let's get into it anyway, and let's start off with Hugo Laurice. We gave him a 6. Look, it was a very, very uneventful day for Hugo Lloris, wasn't it? And I think, he made one save, plucking an easy save out of thin air. So I think that Hugo Lloris, he was untested, and that's credit to the Tottenham team on the day.
Yeah, his only shot he had to save the whole day was that Norwood shot from the edge of the box, which he was pretty simple for him to gather up. Didn't have to push it away. He was able to catch it. And easy day for Hugo Lloris at the end of the day.
Yeah. Let's move on to Serge Aurier. We gave him a 9. And these are the performances we like to see from you, Serge. These are the performances. I think that he was given the task of, really attacking Sheffield United down that right-hand side. And he duly delivered with 2 assists. The first one, a brilliant dink over the top for Gareth Bell. And look, I was really impressed with Aurier's performance. And I think that even he defended well down that right-hand side as well.
Yeah, 2 great assists, was really creative, was really aggressive, was getting in the face of the Sheffield United left fullback. Can't remember who it was right now, but he was really impressive, and it was a really positive display by Aurier. That dink over for Bell's first goal was inch perfect as well. Really, really impressive dink. And then he cuts inside for Bale's third goal as well, laying it on a plate for him, and he was able to strike it home first time. And he was pretty flawless all day, pretty much. Obviously, he'll have tougher tests than Sheffield United, but credit where credit's due. It was a flawless performance.
Completely agree. Let's move on to Eric Dier. We gave him a 7. I thought it was a cool, calm, composed performance from Eric Dier. I thought he was dominant in the air, but I thought he was pretty much untested the whole game. But look, you got, again, credit where credit's due, because he didn't put a foot wrong, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, he did a lot of the dirty work in the defensive side. I think a lot of the time where crosses were coming into the box and things like that, he was the one getting his head on things, clearing it away with his feet as well. And he was the more mobile centre-back to the Toby, who was more... We'll get into Toby in a minute, but Dier was kind of putting a lot of energy and a lot of influence on the back four, and he did well. And he's been pretty decent since Mason came in, to be fair.
Yeah, true. And as well, who's been decent since Mason's come in is Toby Alderweireld, and we gave him an 8. In terms of Toby's performance, I thought he was a stalwart in the back there. Cool, calm, composed, like Eric Dier was. His pings over the top were pinpoint yesterday, absolutely pinpoint, relieving the pressure from the defence to start attacks. And I think he looked absolutely like a rock at the back there, Toby Alderweireld, and it proves why he's our best defender.
Yeah, didn't have as much defensive work to do as Dier, but on the ball he was absolutely fantastic. As you say, those long passes forward gave a new dimension to our attack a lot of the time. He did one to Son, which unfortunately was just offside for, but that was inch perfect, right on Son's chest, and he was able to go through 1-on-1 and score. But it was just literally an inch offside. It was an armpit offside, as they say. But I think by and large, also Alderweireld, since Mason's come in as well, has been played every game, been consistent as well, played really well. So it was good to see from Toby, and long may it continue.
Yeah. Let's move on to Sergio Reguilon at left back. Much, much better performance. We gave him a 7. As I was about to say, much better performance as the previous games from Sergio Reguilon. I thought he was getting up and down the flanks really well. Not as good as end product as Serge Aurier provided on the day, but I thought it was a good performance from Sergio Reguilon. Definitely a step in the right direction. Probably should have got a goal at the end as well.
Yeah. And it went through and didn't get it on target, which he'll be frustrated with. But he looked sharper. His passing was sharper. His movements were sharper. And he was aggressive as well. So he was outshone by his counterpart on the right, but I thought he did pretty well. He did okay. Did okay.
Moving on to Pierre Hoibier, we gave him a 7. I thought he was back to his energetic self in the middle, closing down, pressing, all the movements in there like you want to see from Pierre Hoibier. And I think he's a big reason why Sheffield United were pretty much nullified going forward yesterday.
Yeah, every time you saw how high up the pitch he was playing as well, really far up the pitch. And I think every time, it was why Sheffield United struggled to get out really or play out the back, and we were so penned in, because every time they tried to play it long or into the midfield midfielders or strikers' feet. He was there through going through the back of them pretty much, nicking the ball, pressing really, really high, and it really suited his game. And he was really effective yesterday, Pierre. And his passing was okay as well, so decent day for him.
Let's move on to Giovanni La Celso. We gave him a 6. Not his best afternoon, to be honest. Not his best afternoon, but I thought he was trying to knit that play between the midfield and the attack. But the real talking point of the day is that stamp from John Fleck on his head, which the ref didn't look at again, which was baffling to me. For me, it was a complete sending off, totally sending off, and I don't know why the ref didn't look at it again.
Yeah, 100%.
But in terms of Gio's performance, I thought that... it wasn't the greatest performance, but it wasn't the worst performance. It was pretty average.
Yeah, I thought he worked pretty hard. He got the most tackles on the team, so showed that off the ball he was willing to put in those extra yards and make those tackles. And he's not, he's proven time and time again he's more than just a flair player who's good at dribbling and stuff. He also works really hard off the ball, and he showed that again yesterday. But his quality was he looked a bit rusty again. His touch was a bit off. His passing occasionally didn't come off for him. But I think he is slowly improving. To be fair, I really think that. So I think we're going to see more from Gio.
And a nice little nutmeg on Fleck as well.
Yeah, after being stamped on.
Such
a horrific decision. I really can't believe they didn't look at it again. Horrific.
Yeah. I completely agree. Let's move on to Dele Alli. First start in a while. We gave him a 6. I thought the effort and desire was there from Dele on the pitch, but I thought he was very rusty on the ball, as expected, really, with the amount of minutes he's played this season. But look, I was happy with his effort and desire, but I think that kind of rustiness will go away with more games played.
Yeah, I definitely was a bit encouraged by how hard he was working and that he was willing to try and work his way into the team in that sense. I do think, in and around the penalty area, he kind of wasn't really doing much whenever he got the ball. He was playing the easy ball out wide and stuff like that. Nothing was really coming off for him. There was a couple of times in the centre of the park, and I felt like when he came deeper, he was a lot more influential in the game.
He had that nutmeg when he was quite deep.
Yeah, and he had that nutmeg which was really sharp, and then he had a really nice pass out wide to Aurier to set up the third goal, and then he was involved in the fourth goal as well, nipping the ball in the centre of the park, which set off the counter, which led to the fourth goal. So there were a few really nice things, but I just thought in general for the first, hour, he did look quite rusty and looked a bit short of confidence in and around the penalty box. So apart from that one shot on the edge of the box with Ramsdale easily saved, he didn't have many opportunities.
Let's move on to Heung-min Son. We gave him an 8. I mean, definitely a step in the right direction for Son, as he's been a bit off the ball the last couple of weeks. He gets his goal, an absolutely fantastic finish, a bit reminiscent of that Arsenal goal earlier on in the season. Grabs a great assist for Gareth Bell's goal, storming through in that second half, in that Sheffield United end of the pitch as well, which was a lovely little through ball. So in terms of Son, I thought it was a really good performance, really good attitude and desire on the pitch, and maybe could have got another goal as well with that disallowed goal for just a millimetre with his hand being offside. So good day work for Son, and happy step in the right direction for him.
Yeah, I think his goal and assist were of the highest quality as well. You got to say that assist on the counter attack when it was for the second goal, when it was 1-0 from a Sheffield United corner as well, dribbling past two players and then getting that through ball to Gareth Bell to set him on off his way for the second goal was really, really impressive. And I thought it was a threat all day for in behind for Sheffield United. And I thought the goal was well deserved after the other one got ruled out of offside. And what a finish it was! 25 yards out, kisses the post on the way in. Yeah. Classic Son finish, cutting inside on his right foot and curling it in. As we've said time and time again, from that position he's one of the deadliest in the league. So another goal for him. I think that's 16 now in the league. And actually, 16 goals and 10 assists. Apparently he's the only player who's done that in consecutive seasons over the last 2 seasons, which is impressive. And when you compare him to someone like Bruno, who's got 16 goals and 11 assists, who's having the better season? Tough one. Considering Bruno's got 8 penalties and Son has no penalties.
True, yeah. Definitely right there. But let's move on to Gareth Bale. We gave him a big, fat 10 for Gareth Bell. An absolutely astonishing hat-trick, finishes of the highest degree from Gareth Bell. The first one was the lovely dink over from Aurier, and he dinked it lovely over the keeper. The second one, storming up from the halfway line, had the whole pitch. Nobody could catch up with him, and a lovely finish into the top right-hand corner. And then the last finish from outside the box, low drilled shot into the bottom right-hand corner. So look, you got to say, Gareth Bell, those three finishes were absolutely out of the top drawer. And, you know, from that performance yesterday, from the finishes that Gareth Bell did yesterday, it makes me wonder why Jose Mourinho did banish him out the team after that Arsenal game. I mean, yeah, take him out the team for one game or bring him on that game, but he just banished him out the team. And with that quality on the pitch, that can hurt anyone. I'm sorry, but that can hurt anyone. Yeah, I know that was against Sheffield United yesterday, but he just proves time and time again this season, with 9 goals this season, that he's still got it.
Yeah, and he was also not just doing the good defensive work, which he was, but I remember a few times he was in his own half making tackles, setting things up. The second goal, he showed how much pace he had running away from the halfway line, away from the Sheffield United defender. I can't remember who it was, but the fact that he just burnt him for pace and was able to finish that with all the composure to put it in the top corner showed how much quality he still has to give. The running behind for the first one as well, little dink over Ramsdale was absolutely phenomenal. And the finish on the third one, daisy cutter along the ground from 25 yards, showing he's still got that confidence as well. So it was a great display from Bell. I know it was against an already relegated Sheffield United side, but he still has to confidently dispatch them as he did. And he showed that he still has more than enough quality to give at this level, more than enough to be like a massive threat. And him, Son and Kane now have 71 goals and assists in the league this season. So it shows the quality that they all bring when they're playing together. And they haven't, and such a shame they haven't been playing together enough. How many times have you actually seen them together? I remember against West Brom they started together. Against Palace and Burnley, where they killed it, they started together. And maybe against Fulham. And Fulham and Arsenal, but Arsenal went off after like 10 minutes or 20 minutes. So when we've seen them together, they've been pretty good. Yeah. So it's a shame that we just haven't seen them together enough. But Bale yesterday, and also his dribbling, had a few dribbles as well where he was causing problems.
Showed that turn of pace, didn't he?
Yeah, and he had that one moment where he had a shot from like 35 yards and it had a lot of power on it, but it was too central.
I thought that was going to fly.
Yeah, but it had a lot of power, and it could have been a bit to either side of Ramsdale. That's troubling him. So I thought Bale had a really, really great display yesterday. And again, watching him in full flight was a joy to watch. It really is a joy to watch.
It really is.
When he's in that kind of mood.
So now, can we say he's looking sharp again?
He's looking sharp. Another renaissance for Gareth Bale.
All right, and let's move on to the final one of the starting 11, Harry Kane. We gave him a 6. Not his best performance, to be honest. I thought there was something a bit off with Harry Kane's performance yesterday. I wouldn't say he looked sluggish. I just thought there was just something off about it. And I think that moment where he goes through on goal, I know he was offside and he just completely skews his shot wide. There was something a bit off about Harry Kane. He didn't get involved in any of the goals. He was making himself busybody around the pitch and stuff like that, but there was just something off about his performance yesterday.
Yeah, he wasn't at his best. He definitely wasn't at his best. But I do think he was positively involved with the team. I do think he was involved in a lot of the attacking play. And I remember a few times he was unlucky not to get a goal. I remember there was one shot that looked like it was going wide, but he did well to manoeuvre himself into that position to get the shot away. And it looked like it was going wide, but it was cleared off the line by Chris Basham.
I think he was the one that played in Regulon right at the end as well.
He was. He did play in Regulon right at the end. And a few other times. I remember he played in Serge Aurier a couple of times as well in the first half. So I think it was by and large a good display, but I think his finishing was a bit off, and he just wasn't completely at the races. But I thought he was okay.
All right, so that is our starting 11. We're not going to give ratings to the guys on the bench, but let's just have a chat about them quickly. Harry Winks came on for La Celso with 20 minutes to go, and he added that energy that we needed, didn't he? With 20 minutes to go.
He was okay. He brought a bit of stability to the team again. The game was done, obviously, by the time he got on, but he was all right when he came on.
And then Steven Bergwijn came on 5 minutes later. for Gareth Bell, but we didn't see much of him, did we?
He got an assist.
That's true.
For Son's goal.
Yeah, that's true.
And I thought he was a bit energetic. I was a bit disappointed because a few times he had the opportunity. He came on the right-hand side, and 2 or 3 times he had the opportunity to take on Ender Stevens and really go for the throat, and he kind of just decided to go the easy option and cut back and pass it back. He seems to be lacking confidence, but at least he got that assist near the end, and he did well to do that.
It wasn't like the greatest assist, you know what I mean? It was all Heung-min Son, that goal.
Yeah, but he did play it into space and got Son in on goal, and Son could have gone in, but he decided to cut back on his right foot. But at least he was there to lay it on for him, so fair play.
And last but not least, Eric Lamela coming on for Dele Alli in the last like 5 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, but
he added a bit of energy as well, but the game again was done by then.
Yeah, for the last 15 or so minutes, we were just playing it around playing around the pitch. We weren't really going for the throat.
Yeah.
So apart from the goal and that chance for Reguilon right at the end, we were just literally playing it around the back four a lot of the time. So he didn't have much of the ball.
And last but not least, Ryan Mason. You got to say, spot on from Ryan yesterday, albeit against a poor Sheffield United side, which you expect us to have a resounding victory like that against them anyway.
Yeah, I thought he did. Look, he picked the right team. He got Dele involved. He picked a very attacking team. He could have done what Mourinho did back in January and match them with a back three as well and go with that way, but he decided to have confidence in the players' ability, go with a very attacking formation, get all the attacking players on the pitch, and it worked a treat. I thought by and large we played a really good attacking football. There was some really good one-touch stuff in there at points as well, but especially for that Dele Alli shot from the edge of the box in the first half, which was some really nice football. And some of the goals we scored were really good as well, really good finishes.
All
really
4 of them were brilliant goals.
Really good. So I think he's done well. I think you can't read too much into this kind of game, seeing as we played a team already relegated and they've been losing games left, right and centre most of the time this season, although they are on the back of a victory against Brighton, so fair play to them on that front. But I think you can't really read too much because I think we have seen good attacking displays against teams in the lower end of the table already this season, so we'll have to wait and see how we perform over the next few weeks. But it was definitely a good display, it was definitely a good victory, and to get Bell flowing like that is also great stuff, so fair play to Mason.
Yeah, 100% win record in the Premier League,
exactly.
2 wins.
Keep it up, 2 and 2.
2 games, 2 wins, so let's keep it up. And yeah, I want to give him credit for bringing Bale back in the side, because Bale's been the best Spurs player since he's come to Spurs, Ryan Mason. Are you worried at all that Harry Kane has dropped off a bit since Ryan Mason has come, or...?
I think that's harsh to say. He's dropped off. He got injured. Yeah, it was a big injury. We just about got him back for the cup final, and obviously we played the best team in the country, and we barely had the ball. And then yesterday, he wasn't at his best, but it's nothing to. I'm not worried about that. No.
No, I agree. All right, so there you go. That is our player ratings for the resounding 4-0 win against Sheffield United. We move on. Our next game is Leeds away, Saturday morning, 12:30 kickoff. We look forward to the West Ham Burnley game tonight as well, so come on the Burnley and we'll see what happens tonight.
Clarets.
Exactly. Well, they're both Clarets. I was going to say come on the Clarets, but they're both Clarets. So look, thank you everyone for watching today. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always, come on you Spurs.